Peace, love, and blessings, fam. Johnny Sally here. Yesterday, I spoke of bringing more quality content, things that I felt would help, not just my normal motivational peace, love, and blessings, fam, jumping out and expressing the expressions of expressing. Um, so, I'm going to read through Wayne W. Dyer's Wisdom of the Ages, 60 Days of Enlightenment. Now, it's broken down with 60 things that he believes will help, and it's usually connected to a person. So I'm going to be reading through this daily. I also spoke on the other day about why I took a short absence. I'll probably expound on that too. This is going to start being a common thing. And if you want to see the long form, then either go to TikTok or YouTube. So let's get going. Meditation. Learn to be silent. Let your quiet mind listen and absorb. Pythagoras. A Greek philosopher and mathematician, Pythagoras was especially interested in the study of mathematics in relation to weights and measures and to musical theory. All man's miseries derive from not being able to sit quiet in a room alone. Blaise Pascal. Blaise Pascal was a French philosopher, scientist, mathematician, and writer, whose treatises contributed to the field of hydraulics and pure geometry. This is the one time in this collection of great contributors that I have elected to highlight two writers on the same subject. I selected two men whose lives were separated by over 2 millennia, both of whom in their own times were considered the most knowledgeable in the rational fields of magic and science. Pythagoras, whose writings influenced the thought of Plato and Aristotle, was a major contributor to the development of both mathematics and Western rational philosophy. Blaise Pascal, a French mathematician, physicist, and religious philosopher who lived 2 centuries after Pythagoras, is considered one of the original scientific minds. He is responsible for inventing the syringe, the hydraulic press, and the first digital calculator. Pascal's law of pressure is still taught in science classes around the world today. Keeping in mind the left-brained scientific leanings of these two scientists, reread their 2 quotes. Pascal: a man's miseries derive from not being able to sit quietly in a room alone. Pythagoras: learn to be silent. Let your quiet mind listen and absorb. They both speak to the importance of silence and the value of meditation in your life, whether you are an accountant or an avatar. They send us a valuable message about a way of being in life that is not popularly encouraged in our culture. That there is tremendous value in creating alone time in your life that is spent in silence. If you want to shed your miseries, learn to sit silently in a room alone and meditate. It has been estimated that the average person has 60,000 separate thoughts each and every day. The problem with this is that we have the same 60,000 thoughts today that we had yesterday, and we'll repeat them again tomorrow. Our minds are filled with the same chatter day in and day out. Learning to be quiet and meditative involves figuring out a way to enter the spaces between your thoughts, or the gap, as I call it. In this silent, empty space between your thoughts, you can find a sense of total peace in a realm that is ordinarily unknowable. Here, any illusion of your separatedness is shattered. However, if you have 60,000 separate thoughts in a day, there's literally no time available to enter the space between your thoughts because there is no space. Most of us have minds that race full speed day and night. Our thoughts are a hodgepodge of continuous dialogue about schedules, money worries, sexual fantasies, grocery lists, drapery problems, concerns about the children, vacation plans, and on like a merry-go-round that never stops. Those 60,000 thoughts are usually about ordinary daily activities and create a mental pattern that leaves no space for silence. This pattern reinforces our cultural belief that all gaps in conversation, silence, need to be filled quickly. For many, silence represents an embarrassment and a social defect. Therefore, we learn to jump in to fill these spaces. whether or not our filler has any substance. Silent periods in a car or at a dinner are perceived as awkward moments, and good conversationalists know how to get those spaces occupied with some kind of noise. And so it is with ourselves as well. We have no training in silence, and we see it as unwieldy and confusing. Thus, we keep the inner dialogue going just like the outer. Yet, it is in that silent space where our ancient teacher Pythagoras tells us to let our quiet mind listen and absorb. That confusion will disappear and enlighten guidance. My apologies. That confusion will disappear and enlightened guidance will come to us. But meditation also affects the quality of our non silent activities. The daily practice of meditation is the single thing in life that gives me a greater sense of well being, increased energy, higher productivity, at a more conscious level, more satisfying relationship, and a closer connection to God. The mind is like a pond. On the surface, you see all the disturbances, yet the surface is only a fraction of the pond. It is in the depth below the surface where there is stillness that you will come to know the true essence of the pond as well as your own mind. By going below the surface, you come to the spaces between your thoughts where you are able to enter the gap. The gap is total emptiness or silence, and it is indivisible. No matter how many times you cut silence in half, you still get silence. This is what is meant by now. Perhaps it is the essence of God, that which cannot be divided from the oneness. These two pioneering scientists, who are still quoted today in university courses, were studying the nature of the universe. They struggle with the mysteries of energy, pressure, mathematics, space, time, and universal truths. Their message to all of us here is quite simple. If you want to understand the universe, or your own personal universe, if you want to know how it all works, then be quiet and face your fear of sitting in a room alone and going deep within the layers of your own mind. It is the space between the notes that makes the music. Without that emptiness, that silence in between, there is no music, only noise. You too are silent, empty space at your center, surrounded by form. To break through that form and discover your very creative nature that is in the center, you must take the time to become silent each day and enter the rapturous space between your thoughts. No amount of my writing about the value of daily meditation will ever convince you. You will never know the value of this practice unless you make the commitment to do it. My purpose in writing this brief essay on the value of meditation is not to tell you how to meditate. There are many fine courses of study, manuals, audio guides to give you instruction. My purpose here is to emphasize that meditation is not something that is exclusively for spiritual seekers who want to while away the hours and days of their lives in deep contemplation. Oblivious to productivity and social responsibility. I'm going to read that again. My purpose here is to emphasize that meditation is not something that is exclusively for spiritual seekers who want to while away the hours and days of their lives in deep contemplation, oblivious to productivity and social responsibility. Meditation is a practice advocated by those who live by their faith in reason, by number crunchers and authors of theorems and believers in Pascal's law. You may feel much as Blaise Pascal did when he wrote, "The eternal silence of these infinite spaces terrifies me." Here are some suggestions for overcoming your terror and learning to be silent and able to sit quietly in a room alone. Practice noticing your in and out breaths as a way to cultivate turning inward to the silent self. You can do this in the middle of meetings, conversations, even parties. Just notice and follow your breathing for a few moments many times during your day. Give yourself time this day to simply sit in a room alone and observe your mind. Keep track of the various thoughts that enter, exit, and lead to the next thought. Your awareness of the frenetic activity of your mind will help you to transcend the frenzied pace of thoughts. Read a book on meditation to learn how the practice can be initiated, or join a meditation group. Many teachers and local organizations can get you started on this path. The Chopra Center for Well-Being in La Jolla, California, headed by my friend and colleague Deepak Chopra, teaches meditation as a part of its large offerings of service. Many CDs and tapes are available to guide you in meditation. Find one that appeals to you. I have published one entitled Meditation for Manifesting, in which I teach a specific meditation called japa. I guide you through a morning and evening meditation using my voice to assist you in repeating the sounds of the divine, and the profits go to charity. That was meditation from Wayne W. Dyer, Wisdom of the Ages, 60 Days to Enlightenment. Those that know me, those that follow my page or have been following me for a while, know that I do believe heavily in meditation. It helps to calm the mind. It helps to calm the body. It actually helps to start your day with meditation because it slows you down to be able to exist and not get caught up in the rushes of life. Now, yes, depending on the field of work you are in, some of us have to move with a purpose, but it doesn't have to be rushed. It just has to be focused and intentional. So, if you don't know how to meditate, or you're always going through those spaces of thoughts that just don't seem to make sense when you take that moment of silence, don't beat yourself up. I'll help you right now. Like he said, focusing on the breath is very integral. It's one way to meditate and not have to worry about those thoughts interrupting you. So, let's take a quick moment. If you need to pause right now and then come back, you can do that. But I want you to sit in a comfortable position, and I want you to place your hands up. Lying down is fine as well, whatever is comfortable for you. Close your eyes. I want you to take a slow, deep, methodical breath in. Let's begin. Now I want you to hold it wherever you are in that breath, in that moment. And we'll do a 5 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now release. Now, from this moment, I want you to just observe your breathing pattern. Focus on doing a count of 3 for now. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Now hold it. 1, 2, 3. Now breathe out. Now inhale again. 1, 2, 3. Hold it. 1, 2, 3. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3. It's literally that simple. Now, I only did a 3 count because the more you practice, the longer you're able to breathe in, the longer you're able to allow your diaphragm to relax. And taking those deeper breaths allow you to be calmer. Also, the deeper breaths that you take, the more relaxed your body becomes. I will be starting to do more meditations again. I will also be adding in sound bowls. this coming weekend, and just other tools to help you relax, meditate, get into the flow of things. So, again, Johnny Sally of Loyalty Life Legacy. Peace, love, and blessings. Walk in love. Know that you are loved. Walk in peace. And I thank you. I share.